and Catalonia. But there are many people in Catalonia who feel things have gone too far, and they don't want to accept anything less than independence now.
And the Spanish government is actively trying to stop this vote from happening, even confiscating ballots, right?
Yes, that's right. And the Spanish government argues over and over again that this is illegal, with no reason to referendum. It has confiscated several million, the police confiscated on the orders of the government, several million voting slips, other electoral material. Members of the Civil Guard, which are a security force linked to the police, raided the regional government building, arrested 14 people inside it, most of them Catalan regional government officials. And that, for many Catalans, was particularly galling, particularly provocative. And in a sense, this was sort of breaking a taboo for them, in that they feel that their regional autonomy and their institutions are sacred. And this was breaking that agreement.
How do the people in the rest of Spain, in Madrid, in Sevilla, in San Sebastian, outside of Catalonia, how do they feel about this?
Well, I mean, most of them, I think it's fair to say, feel the absolute opposite to what Catalans who want independence feel. They side with the Spanish government and feel that this is an illegal referendum. It should not take place. And if there were a referendum, it should be the whole of Spain that is consulted, not just one region. Interestingly, just a few days ago, thousands of police have been deployed from the rest of Spain up to the northeast, up to Catalonia, in preparation for the referendum. And footage emerged on Twitter of police leaving the city of Huelva down in the south in Andalusia, and they were being waved off by the people of Huelva as if they were sort of conquering heroes going off to battle. Spanish flags were being waved. There were chants, people shouting, "A por ellos," go and get them. And that seems to sum up really the division that this Catalan separatist issue has created.
One more thing, what would a yes vote on Sunday do to Spain's relationship with Europe or with the United States?
It would be very complicated, I think, for the international community, for Europe. I think the Spanish government made a great deal about the backing of President Trump, saying that Spain should remain united. But I think Trump's endorsement doesn't necessarily mean a great deal. I think people look more to Europe. But it's going to be a very tricky issue for Europe and the international community if there is a yes vote.
That's the BBC's Guy Hitchcoe in Barcelona, in Catalonia, Spain, which is scheduled to hold an independence referendum this Sunday. Guy, thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeremy.
And we'll let you know what happens on Monday. Here and Now is a production of NPR and WBUR in association with the BBC World Service. I'm Jeremy Hobson.
I'm Robin Young. This is Here and Now. Funding for Here and Now comes from the listeners of WBUR Boston and Geico, celebrating over 75 years of providing auto insurance for drivers across America. More information on auto insurance available at geico.com or 1-800-947-AUTO.
This is News 88.9 KNPR Las Vegas, 90.3 KSGU St. George, 91.7 KLNR Panaca and KTPH Tonopah, 88.7 KWPR Lund Ely, and 89.3 KLKR Elko. From the Donald W. Reynolds Broadcast Center on the campus of the College of Southern Nevada.
Everybody is confused about the protests in the NFL. It's way simple. The players are kneeling to protest racism, except for the ones who are standing with locked arms, who are protesting the president, who protested the guys who protested the anthem, except they weren't protesting the anthem. I'm Peter Sagal. If that's not clear, we can't help you, but we will be interviewing the charming actor Adam Scott, so it won't be a total loss if you tune in to the News Quiz from NPR.
Wait's coming up Saturday morning at 10 on News 88.9 KNPR. Head to knpr.org and register to win one of 5 pairs of tickets to see John Fogerty perform Creedence Clearwater Revival at Wynn Las Vegas. Register by today to qualify. Sustaining members who enter online will receive a bonus entry. Details at knpr.org. It's 81 degrees in Las Vegas. High today right around 90. Some gusty winds expected on Saturday. It's 11 o'clock.
Funding for Here and Now comes From MathWorks, creators of MATLAB and Simulink software, accelerating the pace of engineering and science. Learn more at mathworks.com.
From NPR and WBUR Boston, I'm Jeremy Hobson.
I'm Robin Young. It's Here and Now. Coming up, the mayor of San Juan objects to Trump administration assertions that the Puerto Rican relief effort is a good news story.
When you're drinking from a creek, it's not a good news story. When you don't have food for a baby, it's not a good news story. Damn it, this is not a good news story. This is a people are dying story.
Also, we'll hear from the CEO of the real estate firm behind the biggest private development in the country's history, Hudson Yards in New York. He'll respond to criticism that projects like his drive up the cost of living for everyone.
I think that's short-sighted, I really do. I think bringing 50,000 high-paying jobs to a city is really what keeps cities young and growing and attractive.
Coming up, Here and Now.
The news is first.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Lakshmi Sen. The Trump administration is disputing the notion that it may have exacerbated suffering from the hurricane in Puerto Rico when it did not immediately waive a law that blocks foreign flag vessels from delivering supplies to the U.S. territory. After about a week, the president announced he would waive the Jones Act for 10 days. But FEMA Administrator Brock Long tells MSNBC the Jones Act was not the problem. It's the ability to move supplies from San Juan's port to the interior of Puerto Rico, where millions of people are still cut off because of downed trees, power lines, and minimal ability to communicate.
The Jones Act and all that other stuff has not stopped us from being able to get in. There was fuel on the island. The issue was not capacity coming in from another country. The issue was that the fuel was on the island. It was getting it distributed and still getting it distributed. Yesterday, we provided gasoline to 500 different gas stations.
The governor of Puerto Rico is addressing reporters this hour about the disaster response in Puerto Rico from Hurricanes Irma and later Maria. Governor Ricardo Rosselló and the acting chief of Homeland Security have taken part in an aerial tour of the island today. President Trump says he will visit Puerto Rico on Tuesday. The U.S. State Department is ordering more than half of its staff to leave Cuba in the wake of alleged sonic attacks on American diplomats. NPR's Windsor Johnson reports the mysterious illnesses were first reported last December and were thought to have stopped until the U.S. Embassy reported another incident over the summer.
Diplomats reported symptoms including severe headaches, hearing loss, and other forms of cognitive impairment. Dr. Christopher Becker, a neurologist based in southeastern Pennsylvania, says sound waves above and below the range of human hearing can cause permanent damage.
Even if they're just at the very extreme edge, and you might just notice a soft hum, that can cause these waves to bend around the water molecules inside the body, and the parts of the brain that help control your balance and your hearing.
The United States has stopped short of accusing Cuba of being behind the alleged attacks. The investigation is ongoing. Windsor Johnston, NPR News.
Federal funding for the Children's Health Insurance Program, or CHIP, is set to expire tomorrow. NPR's Legal Funnel reports nearly 9 million children are covered by CHIP.
Almost every state planned their 2018 budgets on the assumption that funding for CHIP will continue. But now there's a lot of uncertainty about whether it will be extended. And if it's not, come November, federal funding stops and states will be scrambling to fill the gap. The health insurance program covers kids in low-income families. A study from the Henry J. Kaiser Family Foundation shows that if funding isn't extended, 32 states will run out of federal funds by March 2018.
That's NPR's Legal Funnel reporting. The Dow is up, down rather, 21 points. This is NPR. The death toll is rising from a stampede today in Mumbai, India. Local authorities say at least 22 people died and 32 others were injured when they were caught in a crush of people on a pedestrian bridge. It happened at rush hour on a covered, raised walkway between two rail stations during a sudden downpour. Local media broadcast images of people leaping over the railing to escape the mob. Police say they're trying to determine what caused the stampede. More than 60 people are dead or missing after a boat carrying Rohingya refugees capsized on the way from Myanmar to neighboring Bangladesh. Michael Sullivan has the latest from Bangkok.
Police say the dead include a dozen children who drowned after their boat overturned in heavy seas as it tried to reach Bangladesh. The grim news came the same day the United Nations said the number of refugees who've now fled across the border into Bangladesh has now reached more than 500,000 in just over a month. U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, on Thursday urged